And now, the rest of the story. Back in the fading days of the Old West, when the Indian Territory was still wild and woolly, a young girl grew up along the banks of a certain river in what would become Oklahoma. She was no shrinking violet, born into a poor family with a passel of siblings. She learned early how to ride hard, rope true, and shoot straight, skills picked up from her older brothers, who themselves danced on both sides of the law. Folks around Ingalls took notice of this striking teenager with the kind of eyes and the fearless spirit. She could outride most men, galloping her horse across the sandbars of that river like it was second nature. They started calling her the Rose of the Cimmeron. She caught the eyes of a dashing but dangerous man, a former Dalton gang member turned outlaw who rode with Bill Doolin's Wild Bunch. His name was George Bitter Creek Newcomb, and the two became sweet on each other. On September 1, 1893, all hell broke loose in Ingalls. A posse of U.S. Marshals surrounded the outlaws in a saloon. Bullets flew like hailstones. Men on both sides fell, wounded or dead. Legend has it that when her man was hit and pinned down in the streets, the Rose didn't cower in the hotel. No, sir. She grabbed a Winchester rifle and belts of ammunition and dashed right through the gunfire to reach him, firing back to cover their escape. The battle became one of the most famous shootouts in Oklahoma lore. For a time, she lived on the edge with the gang, nursing wounds, mending what needed mending, but the outlaw life is a hard one, and rewards were posted, big ones. In 1895, Bitter Creek and other gang members stopped by to see her. They never left. Her brothers, now turned bounty hunters, were waiting. They collected a handsome sum for the killings. Some whispered the Rose herself had tipped them off. Others said she was just caught in the middle of blood and loyalty. The years rolled on. The frontier tamed. The legends grew. Brooks and even a movie dramatized her daring dash with a rifle, painting her as a bandit queen of the Cimmeron. For decades, her real name was kept quiet out of respect, because by then she had become a respected citizen, a wife, a mother, a Christian woman living a quiet, honorable life far from the gunsmoke. She passed away in 1955 at the age of 76, known in her later years as Mrs. Richard Fleming. Her widower remembered her not as some gun-slinging outlaw mole, but as a superb horsewoman who earned her nickname riding free along that river. And you know, in her final years, when neighbors asked her about those old stories, the shootout, the wild bunch, the dash through flying lead, she'd just smile that small, knowing smile and say, I was only trying to help someone I cared for. No boasting, no bravado, just a quiet truth from a woman who had lived through the kind of days most folks only read about. And now you know the rest of the story. Good day.